Townsquare Sunday, 1420 WBSM's Jim Phillips.
Good morning and welcome to Townsquare Sunday, WBSM's public affairs program that introduces you to people striving to make the South Coast a better place to live. My name is Jim Phillips. Welcome to today's program. My guests this morning are two ladies who are taking steps to help all of us eat healthier foods. Kim Ferreira and Stephanie Perks have formed a new non-profit organization called Coastal Foodshed. Their mission is to make locally grown, healthier food available to people in Greater New Bedford. First off, ladies, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Let's start with Kim, first of all.
right.
We met Kim a while ago. She was working with the city of New Bedford to, correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, but to do a better job of having restaurants in the city outline what their food was all about in terms of health and how many grams of this and how many, that kind of stuff. Put it on the menu, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's still in existence today, that effort?
It is the healthy dining program
Sure.
through Mass in Motion that still has, probably about a dozen participating restaurants. Our kind of champion with that effort is Freestones. They created a healthy dining menu that still exists, 6 years later on their menu. It's very successful. And that's what really got us started kind of in the whole food access realm of the work.
We'll use your words. You have transitioned out of that. And now we're at Coastal Foodshed. So first, what is Coastal Foodshed? We'll let both of you kind of take a shot at that. Kim, get started.
Yeah. So Coastal Foodshed is, like you mentioned, it's an organization that we formed based on the work that we did with the city and Mass in Motion and some of the work we did in food access. And we formed it because we were growing rapidly and we wanted to continue to grow. So in order to do that successfully, the best path was to transition from the city. They're still one of our closest partners with this work, and really work to bring all that local food into Greater New Bedford. Because many people may not know, but our region has over 180 farms that surround New Bedford. And, for us, there's so little of that we have access to because of a number of things I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute. And so we have seen the demand for local food in our work, and we wanted to grow it.
Where did the idea come from? Stephanie was, there's very few original ideas floating around. People borrow ideas. It happens all the time. Happens in our business all the time. So where did this idea come from?
Yeah, I don't think it's an original idea, but like Kim said, we're surrounded by all these farms. We were seeing that through our work with Mass in Motion that was originally managing the farmers markets, that we needed to expand. And so it stemmed from that demand to expand the farmers markets, expand our farm share and subsidized CSA program so that we could really reach more of New Bedford and potentially even beyond New Bedford and really bring those farms into the city. So there are a number of other organizations in Massachusetts that are very similar to us, and they've been great inspiration for us. Mill City Grows, I have to mention them because they've just been fantastic to work with. And also in Rhode Island, Farm Fresh Rhode Island is another great nonprofit that's very similar that we would love to be similar to. And I think it's just been from the demand from consumers really that we've wanted to grow.
Now you currently manage the 4 farmers markets that are established here. Where are they first? Let's let people know where they are.
Yeah. So for the months, the high season where you typically think of farmers markets, the months of June through October, we have 3 outdoor markets. You can find those Mondays at Brooklawn Park, Thursdays downtown at Custom House Square, and Thursdays at Klasky Common. And then in the indoor months, from November through May, which we're at right now, you can hit us up at the Townsquare building, Thursdays from 3 to 6:30. So we like to see that as an extension of the downtown market. So we're just really thrilled because, we're one of the only communities in the South Coast that you have access to local foods on a weekly basis all year round. And that was an important step, I think, for our community to get to.
And part of your job is to well, I guess there's no other word, recruit local farmers or local growers to supply food to these markets? I mean, is that part of your job?
That is for the farmers market. So we have a staff of 5 people, and we have our market manager, and she works with our market assistant, and they're really the ones recruiting the farmers and getting them all together. It's a sight to see at the farmers market. It's great. It's a big market family. So we recommend everyone coming down and meeting the farmers and the local food producers, because you can just see like how well they all work together, and they want to share that really great information about how things are produced. But yeah, we definitely want to get those farmers and local food producers, and sometimes we even get people who start at the market and expand into their own business, like a retail store. People's Press, she didn't originally start with the market, but she was at our market this past season, and so she has her storefront as well, which is really exciting.
Just opened downtown on Union Street. It's great.
That's wonderful. So let's talk about the need for people in New Bedford to eat healthier. Now, we've had Dr. Michael Rocha on this program a number of times. I know he's a colleague of you folks. And he is always talking about eating healthier, being wiser about not only what you eat, but the need to get up and move and exercise, whether it's moderate walking or more. But really, I know you two aren't doctors, but clearly you know there's a need.
We're both dietitians, though.
Oh, great.
So we do have some expertise there in the food and nutrition realm.
Well, why is it important for people to take advantage of opportunities like this?
Right. You know, what we have found, and I'm sure many people can agree, that eating local, 20, 30 years ago is very different than it is now. And it's hard. It's really hard. And for our community specifically, we have, over 30% of our community on SNAP. So they've got a fixed income, which creates challenges. We have, up to 25% of our community that doesn't have a car. So that adds another level of complexity when you are trying to eat healthier. And so our thought is, if you can make it easier to access in places that are part of your daily routine, whether it's at a school or a park that you go to or on your way to work, there's a higher chance you're gonna stop and get that because you actually have the opportunity to. And as dietitians, we know what nutrition can do. I mean, nutrition does everything from allowing you to perform better in school or sports or concentrate at work or fight diseases and improve diseases, prevent diseases. So nutrition is the foundation, and the foods we eat is the foundation for our bodies and our longevity, and how, the quality of life we're going to live is really dictated by the foods we eat.
And so, hence your mission to make healthier food available to people in inner city neighborhoods. We're going to talk about the efforts to expand beyond the farmers markets in a moment. We should say now you're listening to Townsquare Sunday on WBSM. My name is Jim Phillips, and my guests are Kim Ferreira and Stephanie Perks of an organization called Coastal Foodshed. How'd you come up with the name?
Oh,
that had to be fun.
Over many conversations, I think, Moby Dick Brewing Company. It took us a while, but I think for us, the Foodshed concept just really spoke to what we're trying to do. And, Kim talked a lot about nutrition, and that is really a core component of what we're trying to do, is promote healthy food. But we also really want to focus on building the local food economy and connecting people to where their food comes from. So that's why the farmers markets, going to the farmers markets, is not just a place to get local food, but it's a place to connect with their local food producers. And through our other programs as well, they can learn more about what are the agricultural challenges that we're facing in our area, but also what what are the successes? What's going on? We want people to be more engaged in that process, which is why we work with a number of different organizations like CMAP, or Southeastern Mass Agricultural Partnership, who is the buy local chapter for our region.
And quickly, to get back to the name, we do have to give credit to one of our teammate, Abby, because she discovered the word Foodshed, and really looking at the definition of what Foodshed is, which may be a new term to many people. It's really the path that which food goes from the point that it's being planted and to the point that it gets to your table and that you eat. And we felt that term really resonated with us, because that's really, like Steph said, is what it's about. It's not just eating it, but it's really what it does to the environment and what it does to support the local economy as well. So wanted to mention that.
Yes. Was it a hard sell to get growers to get involved in this? Because growers, I'm sure, feel comfortable having their stands where the farms are. They are used to people going, visiting the stands and all of that, and however else they sell their food. But this is a kind of a new thing, at least around here to some degree. So was it hard to get growers involved?
No. I mean, I think most growers, they want to connect with their community. And so the farmers markets are a great place for that, but they're also looking for different marketing channels as well, just to, so through our farm stand, we'll be buying wholesale from them. So that's just a new opportunity for them to grow their business. So I think they're very excited about the possibilities that we have.
What we provide for them. Our whole role is to work with farmers so that it is easier for them to sell. So, we're marketing this out to the public. They don't have to spend time to do that. We're making sure that we're working with the city so that the locations are set up and the logistics are all figured out. And, we do our best to market to get the people there. So, we bring a lot of benefits to them to make it easier for them. So that really helps in the pitch, because there's a lot of the work we do that we do very, very happily to support them, and again, and then in return, it's helping to support the community.
How do you plan to expand this service now that you get the 4 farmers markets, and and you have an indoor market that we've already talked about? How do you plan to expand this now? In the material you gave me, the suggestion was you plan to go into neighborhoods, go directly into some New Bedford neighborhoods. Will that happen this summer, Stephanie?
Yes. So we're going to be, so I should back up. So we originally, about 2 years ago, received funding to do a subsidized CSA program, which is a community-supported agriculture program, which basically is a weekly share of vegetables that you pay ahead of time to the farmer. And so we experimented with that for the last 2 years, and we'll be continuing that farm share program, as we're calling it, instead of a CSA. But we're also going to be expanding it into the farm stands, those pop-up farm stands you mentioned, where we're going to be at 4 locations in New Bedford, in underserved areas, but also where there's just a lack of access to local food in general. So we're going to be actually buying wholesale from a number of different farmers, providing a variety of produce to sell to the community, and we'll have cooking demos there. We'll partner with organizations to kind of make it more, not just a farm stand, but a community gathering space as well. But again, like you said, we want to go right to people, make it easier for them to access that.
I think you'll have people talking in those neighborhoods with
I hope, yes, yeah.
And our hope is to start small with produce and then grow, so we can start offering eggs and meat and honey and really go with the offerings that the community is telling us about. So our hope is, what we're in need of right now is like a van, so that we can transport, for our coordinator to transport the products so they don't have to use their own vehicle. So, our hope right now is to secure funding for a van, and then, over the next year or two, work our way up to the traditional kind of mobile farmers markets that many people may see, whether it's a trailer or, renovated bus. That's going to be what we'll be working towards over the next year or two.
How can the general public help you to grow this idea? How can they get involved?
Well, they can get involved in a number of different ways. First, by just in general supporting, our farmers markets, supporting their local food vendors, and attending our farm stands, being a part of our farm share program. There are a number of different ways to donate as well, and I'll let Kim kind of touch upon that a little bit.
So they can donate through our website. For us, we're a new organization, so literally every single penny counts as we're launching our nonprofit. But we're also looking for other things like space, rent,
Yes.
Office
We need
space.
a home.
We do need a home, and not my kitchen table. And also, like we mentioned, a van to help transport all of our vegetables around. And
so you need donations. You need some
need
donations.
donations.
That
Yeah.
would be very helpful.
It would be, but I think we also would just love people to be engaged in the process. Know about other organizations we're working with, like CMAP, that are just connecting you with the local food scene in general, and making yourself more aware of that as well.
Liking us on Facebook, following us so they can stay updated. Tell their friends and family about what we're doing, so that we can get the community to really rally and really support the idea of eating local and really learn why it's so important.
All right. Where can people go to get more information? You mentioned website and Facebook pages. What's the website?
Coastalfoodshed.org.
Okay. And there's all kinds of information there to tell people what you're all about, what you're doing, what your hopes are, and all of that. And Facebook, that's more of a, I would assume, more of a interchange with people. What are you looking for in your Facebook page? You want people to offer ideas, suggestions?
Yeah. We, especially when it comes to the farm stand, we want to know what people in the farmers market, we want to know what the community wants. We do this for you guys, so we definitely want to know, what kind of products you'd like to see more at the market, and the produce you'd like to see. So absolutely, we love feedback, and especially even from our vendors, we work very closely with them to make sure it works on both sides.
When are the farmers markets open? The outdoor ones?
The outdoor are open June through October. Mondays at Brooklawn Park, Thursdays downtown New Bedford at Custom House Square, Saturdays at Klasky Common, and right now, today, is our indoor market that we operate from November through the end of May, from 3 to 6:30 at the Times Square building.
Okay, that's on Thursdays.
Thursdays, you're right,
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Yep.
Thursdays.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Very good. My thanks to Kimberly Ferreira and Stephanie Perks, founders of Coastal Foodshed, an exciting new organization. Have you attained your nonprofit status yet?
We are about 2 weeks away from getting it submitted, so
Very
on our
close.
way.
Well, good luck to both of you. It's
Thank
a great
you.
Thank you,
idea,
Jim.
and
Thank you.
hopefully you can get people really excited about eating healthier in New Bedford. Very important. Townsquare Sunday will return in just a moment.
Thank